It's been about a day since the Jeff Epstein victims held their press conference, and here's where we stand. Hey everybody, welcome back to the center lane. The political discussion for those of us in the middle. Compromise is not a bad thing. Well, they had the victim, Jeff Epstein's had 10 brave women at their press conference yesterday on the Capitol steps, and the first thing and foremost they want to let the world know is they're not a hoax, they're real people, and they want people to recognize what happened to them really happened. So what does Donald Trump say a half hour after the press conference is over? It's a hoax. The Democratic hoax. Pretty soon witch hunt will be in there somewhere, but right now it's a hoax. So I think he's a little tone deaf on that one. More to follow. Speaker Johnson held a impromptu vote to give the Republican members a escape hatch for not signing the release petition that Massey and Kona or Ron Kona put out. And the release petition was to get a vote going so we can release all the Epstein files within 30 days. Republicans, Johnson, Trump, etc., don't want that to happen. So he held a vote that barely passed, but it gives Republicans, we're going to stick with the oversight committee instead. We're not going to do this thing that Massey and Ron wanted to do is too vague, and it doesn't encompass the estate, the Jeff Epstein estate. So we're going to keep going to stay in the course where we're at. So that means a lot of gutless Republicans are not going to fill that petition out. We need 2 more signatures to get it, and we'll see. Massey seems to think that in a couple of days he can make it happen, but he's going to twist some arms, see what happens. I don't know. Problem is, Republicans are getting their arms twisted big time by Trump and company. They're calling it a hostile act. If you put your name on that petition, a hostile act. It's a hostile act to support and protect the victims of Jeff Epstein. It's a hostile act to get a petition out that will uncover what this monster did. How is that a hostile act? I mean, that's when I just don't understand the logic in that at all. What is the big deal? Sign the petition, get the stuff out, reenact the names to protect the victims, get it out there. Hostile act, that's really pushing it, but that's kind of pressure that these guys are getting, the Republicans. Let's see if a couple more can break away and sign that petition and we can keep the ball moving. What did happen in the Oversight Committee, they got those 33,000 pages there's just about nothing in there that we haven't already seen, all right? And then another thing that was kind of strange, and somebody pointed this out in the comment section, it's like that jet flyover in the middle of the conference when they were taking questions. I mean, they never do that, and that seems like something out of the Steve Miller playbook, just to put a rise in everybody and be disruptive and be kind of a jerk. Steve Miller 101, it sounds like to me. So anyways, there's a Polish visitor, dignitary coming over, and we had a flyover for him with, I think they were F-16s, about the loudest jets that are out there, Screaming Eagles, just to make just to be disruptive. It certainly seemed like it was a petty thing, planned thing to do, and that's why I see Stephen Miller, the deputy chief of staff, that's the kind of crap he likes to pull. Thinks it's funny or whatever. I don't know what his problem is. One thing I want to add too is like in the conference yesterday, those ladies were very respectful, I felt, to Donald Trump. They weren't accusing him of anything. They were just asking, you're the guy with the power, you're the man that can make this happen, please help us. I mean, they were extremely professional. And I thought too, even the lawyer said things like Donald Trump used to be more helpful in 2009 than he is now, and I can't understand why, because he was back in 2009, he wasn't a president, but he was helpful, and now he isn't. So all that leads me to believe it's like, what is Donald Trump afraid of? Who's he protecting? I mean, if he wasn't involved with Epstein, obviously he's in those files for different things. Do I think he's a pedophile? Not really. I think this is more protecting donors, maybe some personal, his own. When we get the bank records, we're going to find out more about all these guys. What they were. If they weren't doing it, they were definitely enabling it. Through various practices and ways to make money, way to hide money, etc. That's why it's so important to get these files out. Plus. There's a lot of people that Epstein was probably blackmailing, particularly in New York. I mean, a couple of the girls said the guy had cameras everywhere, and he would, it's been known to say he bragged about it. I can get people in compromising positions, and I can use that to my advantage. So a lot of these things are out there. It's not a hostile act to get this stuff out. Of course you want to protect the victims, absolutely. But you got to protect the victims from these rich and powerful people too, because what they were saying yesterday at a news conference is, if I accuse somebody of something and they bring an army of lawyers against me, these girls are now women with families. They can ruin their lives. Who's going to protect them with that? So that's why they're hesitant to name names. But They are supposed to be putting a list together on the side, and Marjorie Taylor Greene, which again I got to give her props. She was good yesterday. She sticks to it. She goes, I'm not afraid to bring those names. So we'll see how that goes. It's a very interesting dynamic there right now. You got the Trumpiest of Trumpers, Marjorie Taylor Greene, defying the hostile act and taking the side of the victims and making this a non-political thing. I mean, what world do we wake up to? It maybe a better one? I don't know. What do you guys think? Put your comments down below. Certainly appreciate them, and I will talk to everybody tomorrow.